Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here with you today to talk a little bit about my experiences and our country's experiences for September 11th. Like Steve said, all of you know where you were that day, what you were doing. Whenever I meet people and I tell them my experience, inevitably they tell me their experience. It's just natural. We all have that in common, that we all know where we were one place at a time at a specific day, specific second, who we were with. I know where I was. At 8:45 in the morning, I was in my firehouse on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. I don't start till 9. I was there early. I was probably there about 7:30, but at 8:45 I was sitting in the kitchen when we heard the first reports. That's the time that the first plane hit the first tower. This is the North Tower. I knew immediately what was happening. I knew immediately it was a terrorist attack, even though the reporters were saying a plane had inadvertently flown into the towers. At 9:50, about an hour later, I was in that North Tower. I was on the 35th floor when the South Tower, the building next to it, fell. Approximately a half hour after that, at 10:29, I was still in that North Tower. I got down to about the 7th floor in the North Tower when the North Tower itself collapsed, the building I was in. 8 seconds later, I literally thought I was dead. Going back to 8:45 in the morning, I see this, I hear it on the department radio that a plane flew into the World Trade Center. My mind immediately went back to 1993, the World Trade Center bombing. I was one of the first on the scenes in the bombing in 93. Did a lot. I was newly promoted chief in 93, and I learned a lot by being there. I learned a few things. I was actually in charge of evacuation in 93, but I learned that there were only 3 stairwells in each tower. I knew each tower had the equivalent of 1 acre of space per floor. Only 3 stairwells. I knew there was a lot of elevators. Anyone know how many elevators were in each tower? Take a guess, just in your mind. 30, 50, 80, 99. 99 elevators. That's how the people moved around. Only 3 stairwells. And the stairways were not wide, 36 to 42 inches wide, not wide stairwells at all. I also know there's up to 40,000 people a day in them towers and in the complex. About 20,000 permanent employees and another 20,000 transients, people going there for business or to eat at one of the restaurants or to shop in the mall underneath. I'm sure you were all there at one point in your life, or a lot of you were in the Trade Center, but up to 40,000 people. Back in 93, we had a tremendous problem evacuating the 40,000 people, and that's what I was doing in 93. So now, September 11th, this happens. I call up the dispatcher, tell them, I was there in 93, I was in charge of evacuation, send me down, I can help. And they send me. On the way down, second plane hits the second tower. So now there's no doubt what is happening. We're under attack. But by who? We all grew up, Russia was our big enemy. Well, Russia's not an enemy anymore. Russia's a friend. But someone's attacking us. I didn't know what type of plane it was, but I knew we were under attack. I knew there were a lot of people hurt, a lot of people injured. I get down there and I look up, and what I see is horrendous. I see a lot of people. I see a lot of smoke. I see a lot of fire. And when I see the people, and not only do I see them, I hear them. Because as I get down there, I'm getting out of the chief's car, they're jumping. It's horrendous. There's some things that no one should have to see in their life, and that's one of them. But I know as many people as are coming down, there's hundreds of more, if not thousands more, stuck in the buildings, and that's what I have to do. That's what we have to do. We have to go up there and get them. The picture you're looking at now is a picture of the exit. The plane came from the opposite side. This is where it came out. Or I should say, this is where some of the fuel came out of. I didn't know it was a 757 at the time. that had 20,000 gallons of jet fuel each plane. This is the fuel that ignited, that came through the building. What you don't see is the fuel that remained in the building and went into the elevator shafts and spontaneously ignited, like you're seeing the fire coming out of the building, but it went into the elevator shafts and ignited at the same time, spontaneously, blowing out the hoistway doors all the way down to the ground floor. 8:45, 9:15 in the morning, people are coming to work. Thousands of people are coming to work. They're in the lobby. And all of a sudden, the hoistway doors of all these elevators blow out, and fire blows out with it like a blowtorch. Ignites fires on various floors, burns people on various floors. Horrendous. I get down there, I know what I have to do. I report into the lobby of the command post, and the person in charge was Pete Hayden, who became the chief of department. But he's doing September 11th what I was doing in '93, trying to coordinate from the lobby. Terrible job. I mean, you talk about information overload. You're getting reports. You're getting hundreds of reports, if not thousands. People trapped all over. So you're trying to coordinate. You're trying to deal with your people. You're trying to deal with the reports. I know what he's going through. So I go up to him. I say, Pete, what do you need? And he tells me, Richie, we have people trapped 21st, 23rd floor. They're trapped. They're burnt. Take a company, go up there and do what you can. So that's what I do. I take a company, a truck company from Brooklyn, make sure they have the proper equipment, the proper tools. Depending on the type of fire and the type of building, we carry different tools. So I make sure they have what they're supposed to have. Did, and I said, let's go. We were going up one stairwell. We were going up the C stairwell. People are coming down. They're not wide. I told you the stairs are not wide. So as people are coming down, they're letting us get by. They're offering us words of encouragement. And the people coming down, you couldn't hurry. You can only go as fast as the person in front of you is going. So it was a steady stream of people coming down, and they're helping the injured. They're carrying people that were burnt, were injured. They're carrying wheelchairs. You know, a lot of disabled people, non-ambulatory people work in the buildings. They're being carried. They're carried down a half a floor or half a landing, and then they would trade off and let someone else carry the wheelchair down the next landing. Anyway, as we're going down, we're going up. The people are coming down. We're squeezing by. We're staying to the right. And we're squeezing by, staying to the right. And all of a sudden, I hear above me somewhere, someone yell out this deep, gravelly voice, stay to the left. So now the people are trying to move over to the left. So I yell out, stay to the right. Someone else yells out, stay to the left. So I yell out again, stay to the right. Now the people are getting anxious, because the people are going to do whatever you tell them to do. The people are looking for leadership during a tragedy. They want to be told what to do, and that's what they're going to do. Now they're being told two different things. So I'm trying to find out who's yelling stay to the left. I squeeze by the guys, the people coming down, and I get up there. I get another flight or so up, and I see this big burly fireman, and he's walking up the stairs on the right, and he's yelling out every few floors or every few steps. He's saying, stay to the left. So I look at him. I yell, hey, bro. Now, New York City Fire Department's a big fire department, about 10,000 members. So even though I'm a chief, I don't know all 10,000. So this guy, I didn't know who he was. He was one of the like 7 or 8 guys I didn't know in the job. So I say, hey, bro. Bro was brother. And we have that. The New York City Fire Department, the whole fire department, the whole fire service, it's a brotherhood. So the people who are firemen are my brothers. So I don't know him. But I say, hey, bro. He turns around and sees me. Now the chief has the white helmet. He knows who I